talk a little bit about how you can get picked up by an esports org. If this is your first time here, my name is Chillrogg, and the reason I know a lot about this topic is I'm the founder of Chillrogg. We have over 25 esports athletes competing in 2 regions, competing in League of Legends and Heroes of the Storm, over 5 teams. We're dealing a lot with picking esports players, talking about their orgs, making trades. So I have a lot of insight into what's going to get you picked by an esports org, how you can stand out, and how you can play at the top level. A lot of players feel like there's no way for them to break in, that the top level is a sort of exclusive club, and they're a great player, but they never get their chance. Now, some or all of that may be true, but you can break into the top tier of esports. You just have to know the right steps to take. So today we're going to go over 5 steps. If you complete every single one of these, you're going to shine so much more than the other players, because 99% of people who watch this video are going to hear these 5 things and they're not going to do it. Number 5 is definitely mandatory, and it's really not that hard. Stick around for number 5. Step number 1, get an achievement in game. Get something shiny to show everybody, hey, look at me, I'm an amazing player. For your region, can you get number 1 GM? Maybe you can't get number 1 GM, get number 5, get number 10. A really great example of this is our player Azerite. So Azerite's been on our radar for a long time because he's been talking to us. He was on our academy team last year. Azerite over the past few months has been holding the number 1 GM title in Europe. And now with all of those things kind of adding up, he's on our main core roster. He's done a lot of things at once, but getting number 1 GM, it doesn't hurt. And maybe you're grinding for a long time and you can't just get onto that number 1 spot. Get creative. Maybe you can do something else. You could get Grandmaster in North America and Grandmaster in Europe on 2 different accounts. That would be impressive. Go into local tournaments, win one of the tournaments, win NGS, win Heroes Lounge, win Masters Clash. That would get people's attention. It isn't too important what the statement is or what kind of title you achieve for yourself, but get that title, get something to show everybody, hey, look at me, I'm amazing. And once you get it, don't keep it a secret. Post it on Twitter, tag all the orgs. Don't be shy about it. Be like, look at this, I'm an amazing player and I want everybody to know. Step number 2. Talk to the orgs and talk to the players. These are going to be either the orgs that pick you up or the players who play with you. Both of them have a massive impact on whether you get picked up or not. As a starting point, reach out to the orgs. DM the org owners, DM the org staff. Get them thinking about you, get them on your radar. Really, the main point of this step is to try and forge genuine relationships with the people in the org staff, or the players. The players might even be better. It's also going to be a lot more effective if you're really genuine in this process. You don't want to come across as fake. You don't want to come across as, I'm just being nice to you so that I can get something in return. Try and actually be friends with these people. A really fantastic way to do this is to volunteer as an analyst. That isn't the most exciting thing in the world, but number 1, you're going to spend a lot of time with the players. You're going to be there for every scrim. You're going to be talking to them, giving them constructive feedback. Your personality is also going to kind of come across a lot there. You know, are you serious? Are you the analytical type? Are you funny? Are you joking out with the team? They're going to get to know you well during that process, and that's going to be good for you. Now, a really nice side benefit of this also, if you get to be friends with the org staff, you get to be friends with the CCL players, you now have a bunch of kind of really influential friends. And if you're having trouble getting into the Kevin server, which is, if you don't know what that is, it's sort of the private in-house server where most of the high-end pickup games happen. It's difficult to get into for a lot of players. But now if you have like 6 or 7 new influential friends, it's going to be a lot easier for you to get in there. Now, this is a tricky one. Don't sign up for an analyst and then the very next day ask everybody to give you favors and to get you into the Kevin server and whatever. Do the position for about a month, become genuine friends with everybody, and then after some time has gone by, you might be able to ask very politely. If the analyst position is taken on the org that you want, volunteer for team manager, volunteer for assistant coach, volunteer for whatever you can. Now, if that's not for you, or maybe the org that you want is just all the staff positions are filled, consider joining their academy team. An org's academy team is another great way to get recognized by the org staff. It's a way you can meet other great players who are sort of on the fringe of getting drafted as pros. And it's a way you can kind of get that badge of honor, you know. Now you've made it on a really powerhouse team that's probably going to be a contender to win all the different lower tier leagues. If you ever have any questions or want to bounce ideas off me, feel free to do so. I love talking about this stuff. You can catch me at twitch.tv/Chillrogg, link in the description below. I stream Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday, 10 a.m. Eastern. Speaking of Twitch, Part 3, social media. Social media is incredibly undervalued by players. Social media is going to make a massive impact for you if you're successful in growing a channel, which is only a matter of effort. It's not a matter of if or if you get lucky or all these other kind of rumors I hear. Growing social media is just checking off a to-do list. If you put in the work, it will grow. All right, so why is social media gonna help you? 1, the orgs love it. If you have a big or even decent sized social media following, the way the orgs make money, the way kind of all of this esports stuff functions is selling gaming product. If the orgs can't sell gaming products for their sponsors, the orgs won't get sponsors. If the orgs don't get sponsors, they can't pay players. None of this really functions without social media and without selling gaming products. The other really big way that this helps you is that it's like an advertisement for your gameplay. If you have a massive following on social media and you're posting about, hey, I'm an amazing Heroes of the Storm player, hey, I'm an amazing League of Legends player, it's gonna be a lot easier for you to get noticed because more people are just gonna know about you. Let me do a quick rundown of sort of like where you can get social media value. There are probably 7 platforms, probably there's more, but there's 7 like kind of main ones. Facebook. Facebook's the first one I'm going to mention because it's often overlooked, but it's probably the best for a lot of you. What's so great about Facebook? If you start streaming to Facebook, you're not starting at zero. A lot of you, if you start a Twitch account today and start streaming to one viewer, it's going to be very unproductive for a long time. I'm not saying it's impossible to do, but it's kind of hard to grow a Twitch stream from zero. Facebook, probably a lot of you have hundreds of Facebook friends just for like going through life over the years. And if you stream to Facebook, you're gonna have at least a couple hundred people who will be like, oh, my buddy's streaming, let me follow. And now on top of that, you can make posts to a Facebook page with hashtags and bring in new followers. So Facebook could be a great option, but it's not for everybody. Let's keep going. Twitch is the big one. Now to grow on Twitch is trickier. Twitch has no discoverability in it. So usually you like to pair Twitch with something else. Maybe you pair Twitch with the Twitter and you tweet, hey, I'm going live, guys. You can also do collabs if you have some buddies who also stream. Collab with them, get your name out there more. You can also become a part of a community of a bigger streamer. Maybe you find someone who's like in the 100 viewer range, become a part of their community, and then people will learn about you through there. There's a lot more ways I can go into that, but Twitch might be right for a lot of you because most people just prefer Twitch. YouTube is a great one. TikTok is a great one. TikTok is so underrated and it's so easy to make videos on TikTok. Definitely consider trying to grow on TikTok. And then YouTube and LinkedIn are also really powerful. If you want examples of how any of these profiles should be set up or how content should be created, I'm on pretty much all of them. Links in the description below. All right, step number 4. Do all the things that will make you a great player that you already probably know about, but that everybody skips out on. So many times, top tier players will just sit down at their computer with a bag of Doritos and a bottle of Mountain Dew, and they'll just grind ranked for like 10 hours. If you want to be an esports athlete who competes at the highest level, put in the work and do all the little things that other people aren't willing to do. Some are things that are going to sound really basic, but that basically nobody does. Eat reasonably healthy. There are basically an infinite amount of studies that show if you eat healthy, you will play better. Another kind of basic one, but another thing most people don't do, get some exercise during the day. Have you been grinding ranked for 4 or 5 hours? Are you starting to play a little bit badly? Get up, go for a 20-minute walk. Put a giant bottle of water on your table while you're playing. Bottom line, what I see the most successful players do is they'll get really, really into this little stuff, and they'll actually make a daily schedule, and they'll just follow this schedule every day. They'll say, okay, wake up, play ranked mode for 4 hours, go for a 20-minute walk, get some food, 1 hour of VOD review, and they'll just kind of go through this process and they'll provide ridiculous value to their orbs. Now that schedule is not going to work for everybody, of course, but put as much structure as it's possible to do in your situation and don't ignore these tiny little things. Okay, we made it to number 5. Number 5, as I mentioned in the beginning, it's mandatory. Don't be toxic. There's a good chunk of this selection process that's simply based off of, do people like you? Are you mean to people when they make bad plays in rank? Do you get in voice comms and scream at your teammates? If you do these things, don't. The upper echelon of play in pretty much any game is pretty small community, and your name's gonna get around and your reputation's gonna get built pretty fast. If you're toxic to a lot of different people, doesn't matter how good you are, no one's gonna wanna play with you. There are so many massive names that played in HGC. I'm like, oh, you know, we could pick this person, why wouldn't we pick them? And my players would be like, that person's horribly toxic and we don't wanna play with them. And then I immediately say, all right, they're off the list, that's it. For all the other ones on this list, you could probably get by without 1 or 2 of them. You can't get by without this one. If you're toxic, no one's gonna wanna play with you. All right, bonus tip. As you kind of go through the steps of doing these things, keep in mind the possibility, maybe there's something even better out there than being a pro esports player. Maybe you're meant to be the next great coach. Maybe you're just an insanely good team manager and you're meant to work for Cloud9 or 100 Thieves. But whatever you're doing, while you're going through this journey of trying to become a pro esports player, take the time to forge genuine relationships with people, because forging those relationships is what's going to lead you to a career in esports. Anyway, if you enjoyed this video and you want to hear more of these kind of gaming conversations, this is what I've been doing lately. Smash that subscribe button below. If you have any questions or you think I missed something really important, drop that below as well. It's a big topic, so I definitely could have left something out. Thanks a lot for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next video.